from your experience, even at the moment, what would you say is a common big mistake that the young bands and aspiring artists are making, or the misconception that they have in their mindset?
I think the misconception that they're not in the entertainment business, that they're in the like, I just have to write some good songs and, put on a black shirt and, the fans will come, the fans will love us. Like, you got to really be creative, be different. You have to think about branding. You have to endear your fan base to you and be unique. You have to stand out. And the copycat strategy doesn't work. You have to understand who you are, what makes you good, what makes you unique, what you can say that no other band can say. Mm-hmm. You have to play on those things. And it's really, really comes down to those differences between you and your competition. Mm-hmm. And so I think, you got to put on, if you're in a band, a rock, you got to put on a great show. You've really got to knock them dead live. And when you make a recording, you've got to put that sort of like energy into those recordings, and that like, that's where the unique things have to, come in. And you can't just try to write hits and manufacture success or follow the trends and do what's popular. I think you really have to take risks. I think that's the biggest mistake. The other thing is that you can phone in your branding. Like, you can just, do an average job on your branding. Like, let's do a press photo. Let's look at the latest 4 or 5 press photos that are pretty good, like, and just copy those. Or let's make a music video. Who's making good music videos right now? Let's just have them, come up with something. And they leave the thinking to other people that just want to, there's no creativity or vision there. Like, you really have to have high quality photos, high quality video content. You have to have something different to say, something unique to say. And if you think about your favorite bands, it's usually starts with the music, a good feeling, something interesting that you haven't heard before, or it's an improvement on something that sounds good to you. Like, I don't know, like take a band like Thursday or something like that, or I Prevail or something. Like, they didn't sound completely unique when they came out, but they sort of improved on the bands that came before them, and it sounded fresh and different for some reason. So, and then, you want to see the members say stuff on camera and what they're talking about, what the lyrics are about, or what their views on the world are like. And if they sort of mirror or match what your views are, or they take them to another level or inspire you in some way, those are the reasons you sort of fall in love with those artists. And I think that bands are sometimes too average or too too in the middle, and you need to sort of go outside. You need to be on all the way to this side or all the way to that side, or you got to stand out somehow. So those are things that a lot of artists just sort of glaze over or rush past, and they just sort of forget about that stuff. And they can't.
Yeah, that's so well said, because, I completely agree, because in the end of the day, success of any sort in the music business is about establishing an emotional connection with the audience, just developing this sort of a structure and dynamic. And as you said, so many bands and artists out there, they're just viewing this process in a very linear way, I guess. We're putting this music and someone would like it or not, whatever the case might be. Once we do what we do, that's our job done. It's about, how people would perceive it, which I've never been able to really understand, because it's about nurturing this relationship, I guess.
Yeah. Earlier you asked me, was there some lessons I learned along the way?
Yeah.
And you just made me remember one. Marketing is a battle of perceptions. Like, that saying is always in my head. Amazing. And it's true, because with music marketing and breaking a band, it's not the best band with the best music that wins the battle. It's the one who's perceived to be the biggest band. It's like a hype, like people perceive this to be the biggest rock band or this to be the coolest band. Like think about Foo Fighters, and their music is not the best music.
Yeah.
But there's story behind them, and Dave Grohl's personality and the things that he say, it creates this perception that they're the greatest rock band on, like they're one of the best rock bands, like it's just the perception, and they're winning that battle because they continue to, put really good content out there. Like you hear these interviews with Dave Grohl, and he's just so interesting. And I'm actually, I was a big fan of Nirvana, but I'm not a huge fan of the music of Foo Fighters. Wow. But I'm a massive Dave Grohl fan. I think he's super interesting. I really want to hear everything he's got to say, That's a big part of it too.
Yeah, that's such a good point. By the way, I think you're the first person apart of myself that I hear to not be really immersed by Foo Fighters. But I can't agree more with what you've said about that. And, because for the public, for a person that is not professionally involved in music or, doesn't have any sort of proper understanding of the sphere and the field, it's very easy for their opinion to be, I guess, operated in a way to almost sacralize a certain band, when they hear Foo Fighters and they hear about whoever, and they're like, hey, this is a very popular band. I guess they're, really special, really big. And the fact of the matter is that for a professional, that they're just musicians and that there is thousands of, more like them that are as proficient in their playing styles and as proficient in terms of their writing as well. But it's about this final touch, the finer details, the personality, how you present yourself, your charisma, and all these elements that I think are so essential in the end of the day, and that make difference.
Yeah.